Hey, hello everyone. A warm welcome to another one of my morning mantras. As you can probably make out that the morning mantras are being shot a bit later in the day. As I return from office, it's the end of September. I was feeling the pressure of not having put my monthly morning mantras out. A few folks asked me, so I thought let me just get it done right away. Right now, I think I'll continue this series of perhaps sharing some of my thoughts on, which kind of in my book Accelerated Digital Transformation were part of the last chapter, which I called the honeycomb hacks, right? Which is just a summary of the stuff that the book had captured. Yeah. So last time in the last series, I had taken 3 of the author hacks. Yeah. Let me again try and read a few of those out and share some of my experiences around those. Right, it's quite amazing, right? It's been a while since I wrote the book, 2 years to be exact, and when I published it, right? But even now, when I read these, they are so relevant, right? I mean, so I guess some of these principles or hacks or learnings transcend the years and the place you are in, right? Because I wrote the book when I was in Dubai, in between 2 jobs in Dubai after I had left Emirates, and then I had joined Dubai Holding. Yeah. So let me just read out one of them. So this is page 152 of Accelerated Digital Transformation, Honeycomb author hacks, right? So in the digital era, only the paranoid about the customer service or customer survive. Yeah. This is taken from one of the books, kind of inspired by one of the books. But I think as I reflect back, I was talking to someone this week. Yeah, he was from the valley, and we were having a discussion, and he was saying, 2 things are going to matter. One is the engagement layer, yeah, which is where the customer or the human comes in, the human experience layer, and the second one is intelligence, which is increasingly going to get commoditized, right? And democratized with agentic and AGI and ASI, right? So, but the engagement layer, which is deeply human, is still going to make a fairly significant difference, right? So, us as enterprise executives or us as startup executives, as we build these, lovely exponential business models, I think it's important to be paranoid about the customer. Yeah. So in my book, I describe this story. Let me just relate that. So what does customer obsession? What story brought alive customer engagement and customer obsession to me? Right. So me and Chris were traveling to UK on one of our Emirates flights, and Chris was ahead of me, and ahead of him there was a guy. I call that in my book the hat man, right? So there was a guy with a hat, right? And I saw Chris suddenly getting a bit engaged, making a few calls. I didn't understand exactly why he was doing so, yeah, but and that's what happened, right? So he looked at the hat man, started making a few calls, right? And anyway, we went into the 7-8 hours flight, landed in Gatwick at that stage, and as soon as we landed, Chris said, "Let's hurry up, yeah, and let's rush out." And we had a few hours to reach the hotel. There was nothing planned that day. Our meetings were planned next morning. So I'm thinking, what's up with Chris? Why is he rushing, right? So we are both rushing out. Anyway, I followed him. He was my internal customer then. He was head of operations control center. And we are both rushing out, and he then, a colleague of ours, comes and meets us, at the outside the aircraft, the Emirates aircraft. And as we are rushing out, he takes something from her, rushes and taps that hatband on his back, right? And I'm next to him by the time. I think, what's wrong with the guy, right? I mean, some private citizen, why is he, engaging with him? So when the guy turns, Chris tells him, "Listen, I noticed that on your hat, you had these, these pins of a number of airlines, but you did not have one of Emirates. Yeah. So I've arranged one for you from our London office, and just wanted to give that to you." Right? Now I was standing there, right, looking at this customer of ours, and in that moments, as Google calls it, those moments which will stay with you forever, feeling the delight of customer obsession which had transcended the walls. We say all these values live in the walls, but had appeared so magically in the form of Chris, right? Yeah. And I think for me that's a great story, right? Chris was managing operations. He was very far away from customer. Operations in airlines is really difficult. I mean, there's a lot to manage, right? And for him to have this love for the customer, to notice something like this and then absolutely give that magical moment to the customer will kind of stay in my mind, right? So we need to develop that paranoia for the customer, create these magical moments in the customer's journeys, which then become memories for forever, right? And I think more than the tech part here, with tech plays a key role in helping with all of this. I think more than that, it's that the values that imbue within within all employees, right? I mean, through the enterprise, right? So that was one. I was remembering it and remembering the beautiful story which I had actually captured in the book, right? Yeah, the other one was we were having an engagement at that stage a few years back with Alibaba, because at that stage that group was kind of a great example of transformation. And I remember having that round table with those Alibaba guys, and I was just talking to one of them, and that one of the guys just said, listen, we are no longer a platform, very humbly actually, we are no longer a platform but a mini economy, right? Yeah. And how right it was at that stage, right? They were making billions of dollars through that digital platform. I don't know whether you're aware, but they created this day, the Alibaba team created a day called Singles Day, right, which is 11/11, where 24-hour period, a lot of the singles were supposed to go shopping on their platform, but everybody goes shopping, right? Because they didn't have an event like this, right? And I remember when I did my TEDx in Trichy in 2016, I think I'd asked the question, how many $1 billion of GMV went through, right, the Alibaba. At that stage, I think it was around 16 to 18 billion dollars in a single day, and I've seen that number go up to 33 billion dollars, and then I think during COVID they opened it up for 2-3 days. It went up to 70 billion dollars, right? So just imagine, right? It is more than a platform. It created a mini economy, right? And I took a train, or I think I took a car from Shenzhen to Hangzhou, beautiful road, which is where the HQ is, and went and visited Alibaba, and it was an amazing experience. Then I'm talking a good 10 years back, right? Yeah. So the power of big ideas, right? So somebody created a platform business model in China, created these days, right? Put AI as the foundation and data as the foundational layer to run all of these platforms. And when you went there were all these DARPA recruited AI scientists. Then I'm talking 10, 12, 15 years back, right? And they were doing some magical stuff in terms of personalization and working that platform. It was no longer then a platform. It was a mini economy, right? With all, pretty much from all standards perspective. I wonder what it is doing now, right? So the power of ideas and getting executed and then becoming so big, right? I'll never forget this, right? No longer just a platform, but we are a mini economy, right? Yeah. And then I think there was one around a bit softer aspect, right? Let me try and kind of take that out. I think it had something around the fact that as organizations scale, right, the collaboration slowly and surely becomes less and less, right? That was one. And then there was another related one which spoke about the fact that the value seeps through these crevices of the silos of large organization, right? This has been a kind of, for the last 10-12 years, since 2013, once I kind of learned this, the fact that collaboration as a value system, right, or as a differentiator could become a big competitive moat, right? If teams just collaborated, right, and worked together. It's been a It's been a journey of learning for me. It's not easy to get teams in various large companies to work together, to be honest, right? But I think if we could do it, right, that would create such a big competitive moat, right? So, and it's so true, right? Isn't it? Value in terms of time, value in terms of ideas, execution seeps through the crevices of organizational silos, right? So I don't know what to do about it. There's no mantra for me except knowing it is, crucially important. After all, digital transformation, AI-led transformation is a team sport. So getting everybody together, right? So guys, I mean, thank you very much. It's been a bit of a longish update and mantra this time, but just wanted to share these three aspects, on customer obsession, on the power of ideas where a platform can claim to become a mini economy, and rightfully so, right? And then, how collaboration is so crucial to transformation journeys. I hope you enjoyed this morning mantra done in the evening, right? And it's a beautiful weather here in Gurgaon now. It's September, but because of the rains, it feels more like October before the fog and the smog sets in, right? I wish you all the very best, right? Have a great evening and, September ahead, whatever remains of it. Thank you. Cheerio.